A perfect storm of interest rate hikes and a post-pandemic rebound is triggering a rental crisis in Sydney. Tenants facing major weekly price hikes are now being forced to shop around, shining a spotlight on regulations or the lack thereof.
How's it going, everyone? Last time I made a video was when we were driving from Sydney to Melbourne and it was Christmas time. Everything was amazing, things were going good. Yeah, back to reality. Okay, we are in Sydney and we've been in Australia since December the 12th. It's now beginning first week of March and it's been a bit stressful, not going to lie. Right. Background, we've been living in a van for the last 2 years in the UK and in Europe, okay? We've been working and we've been travelling whilst we've been living in the van. Australia, Sydney, renting, nightmare. Yeah, it has been stressful. When we got to Sydney, we were in a sub-rent thing for 3 weeks, which got us through the Christmas period, no problems. Right, it's important to be honest about just how difficult this has been, in case you are thinking about doing it, but also just so you know that it's okay when things don't go to plan. Buddy flew. We found Buddy in Turkey, and he's lived with us, you know, ever since. And he's lived in the van, and we were coming to Australia, and we thought it was the only right thing to do because we'd brought him into our family, is to take him with us and continue our lives with him. No problem getting him here, absolutely sweet. In fact, I will do a video on how to take your dog to Australia. However, he started to become unwell in the first flat we were in for a couple of weeks over Christmas, and he started to become unwell at the time where we were leaving it and trying to find somewhere else. He got a gastro flare-up. It meant he had to go to a few trips to the vets and then became really ill and had to get admitted to animal hospital. We had no pet insurance at that time because we just hadn't got around to sorting it, and yeah, we paid a lot of money for that. Obviously we would, but it really impacted us. And then we come on to renting in Sydney, or in Australia, I think, in a lot of parts, is a nightmare. Now, it's a nightmare in the UK, it's a nightmare in a lot of places, but you are actually competing against 60 to 80 people for each property that comes up. You can't actually apply for a rental in a lot of cases just when you see it on the internet. You have to go to a viewing, and you have to, or inspection they like to call it, and you have to go and inspect it. And when you turn up to these inspections, there are about 60 people queuing out the door, and you go in, it's often very small, it's often very expensive. You have to apply pretty much because what are you going to do? And you don't get it. We were running out of time, and financially it was starting to sting us as well. We could not find anywhere whatsoever. We've both had secured jobs in Australia. I now work in an office, weird, but I want to try and get into more remote working for further down the line. And Loz is doing agency nurse working. Now, she's had to jump through hoops to actually be able to nurse here, and I mean hoops of fire. And I relatively got my job very quickly, past the interview stages, you know, quite smoothly. I had a guaranteed start date, I had a contract and a letter and all this sort of stuff, and the estate agents, some of them, it just wasn't enough. You know, some of them wanted 10 years of rental history. Been living in the van for the last 2 years, like 10 years, and it's just, you know what? It's confirmed it. We are not a fan of renting or anything where you're having to pay a large sum of money a month. We've come from van life, we've now come back into renting life, and we know which one we prefer. Yeah, sometimes you think, oh, I'm gonna have to rent something or buy something soon. Why do we all want to rent somewhere and pay loads of money for the rest of our life? It's just Anyway, we're doing it right now. But the reason why we're doing it is because we want to be able to continue what we were doing previously, but after getting on top of a few things, sort of just personal sort of financial things. You know, sometimes you're at a stage in your life where you think, you know what, I'm gonna have to put in a bit of graft here to get to where we want to get to, so going forwards we can truly go forwards and not have to go back. That's simply where we're at. We're in Sydney because our jobs are here. We are paying rent because we just kind of had to. But yeah, we finally got this place after pretty much having to jump from hostel to Airbnb to hotel room. Like it was getting. We were in the park, I think, one day with our luggage because we couldn't check into the next place, and it's a serious problem. It's a serious problem for people who are renting, because what happens when a lot of people need somewhere to stay? The prices go like that. So there we go, folks. Not all about sunsets and beaches. It's pretty stressful. So if you are coming to Australia, my advice would be to you, get a plan in place for not being able to get somewhere long term for the first couple of weeks at least. Whether that's living in a hostel, trying to find a little room somewhere, campsite, I don't know. But be prepared to not get somewhere quickly. It's only thanks to Loz, because I was having to work before we were in somewhere permanently. Whilst we were living in the hostel, I was actually starting work. But it's only thanks to Loz searching and going forward and trying and contacting that we actually got somewhere. So you have to dedicate a lot of time to it. But we found somewhere. We're here for a while now anyway, and it's going to enable us to work, build up the old pot of money, and go on to do what we want to do later on this year. But it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better. So yeah, stressful start, but we are slowly getting back on our feet. Let's show you what we're living in. So we've got 2 floors to the house. Ours is sort of the first floor / bottom floor thing. Let's show you. The old man chair. Everyone in Australia has fly net doors, so you can keep your doors open without getting any insects in. Right. Front room, by the way, this is bare. We bought this place, well, rented this place unfurnished, and all the stuff that we've got we found on Facebook Marketplace. So pretty bare. Found that walking dog, fireplace, TV bracket, we can put it on there in the future, sofa which is propped up with some building bricks. This little guy is loving the sofa, aren't you, buds? Eh? Yeah, you're tired. Okay. Aircon. We have aircon. On Monday, let's get them up, it's supposed to be 39 degrees. 39 degrees. Right, let's show you. Got a corridor. Right. Bedroom. Clothes everywhere. Again, guys, we found all this stuff. Well, we did pay something towards the mattress, but everything was free. Right, kitchen, let's show you the kitchen. So, again, bit of a outdoorsy camping table thing going on there. The old battered fridge. Now, yeah, it looks tired, but you know what? Free. Picked it up. Absolutely. Definitely got to have a fridge this side when we get a new vehicle. Kitchen. I mean, we lived in a van for the last 2 years, right? So this to us is like a mansion. Not even kidding. Like the fact that we're walking up and down there and we've got different rooms. It's basically, effectively, we're living in a mansion. Still know which one I prefer though. Yeah, we have a little kitchen area here. If we go down into here, you have the bathroom, shower, little toilet in there, laundry room, just clothes and stuff going on here. Bit of washing up there. We've got a yard as well, which is nice because you've got the space, the dog can go on the yard, and yeah, it just makes it a bigger area. I can't wait to get that thing fired up. So yeah. Like I said, it's expensive. This is what you get, and you know what? This is actually a lot better compared to what some people have in Australia. Like some of the things we viewed were just disgusting, and this is 10 times better. The fact that it's like tiled and it's cool, and yeah. So there you are, buds. So that's a little house tour for you, really quick. A lot bigger than the last thing we were living in, that's for sure. And definitely got some more videos coming because I've got a few things tinkering around with, so definitely watch out for that, and see you next time.